Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to bring you all into episode 4 of Grim Squadron Radio, coming at you live from the Outer Rim territories. My name is Zeph. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Statsman Jedi Luigi. Luigi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good actually. It's
That's good,
super
that's
hot
good.
here though in the Outer Rim territories.
Yes, sir. The binary sons of Tatooine do not greet us kindly. So how you doing?
Uh, doing all right.
hmm
Been doing a lot of stats today. I
Yeah, I
got
can
a
see
lot of
that.
data to look at. I did post some of it already, but we'll get to talk all about that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do we have first on the docket today?
Today, well, there's two articles by Fantasy Flight. No Wave 9 news yet, sadly.
Sad face.
I wish though. Um, First up, there's a Fly Casual article. I
hmm
just want to mention. They just want to take a moment and remind everybody, hey, it's not all about tournaments, even though
Hey,
that
it's a
seems to
game.
be, yeah, it's a game. Try not to get too mad. Relax, have fun, and fly casual, folks.
Sit back, relax.
Try some of the missions.
Yeah, right. They
Yeah.
they include all those missions in the big ships,
Mm.
and nobody seems to ever play them. I don't
Oh,
think I've actually played any of the missions. Have you?
uh, actually, no. I have
Yep.
made up some of my own, though, and run those.
Yeah, we always toyed around with the idea of maybe this, maybe that. We actually never looked at the missions. I actually used the Sabine token from the Ghost as like a little marker if I have like two of the same ship. Like if I'm
That's
running
funny.
two like dorsal Y wings or TLT Y wings or something, just put
That's
Sabine face
funny.
on one. It's that
That
one.
is funny. I like that.
hmm
The other article was, I'm Not Your Father's Day.
Yeah.
Well, I am your Father's Day, actually.
From
I messed that up.
well, you're one of those two. Well, you're an uncle
Yeah,
now, right?
I am gonna be an uncle.
Awesome.
Oh God,
Congratulations, by the way.
thanks.
Uh,
The actual news.
hmm
Fancy Flight announced a Father's Day, uh, kit
That's
for
very
retailers to
interesting.
buy. Yeah, I guess they decided, you know what? Why not? So, yeah, I'm
Int-
your Father's Day.
Introduce people to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems along that line of keep things casual. We don't have to get out of
Mm-hmm.
shape, bent out over tournaments being hyper competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Although we are lavishing and enjoying the fact of competitive X-wing, these tabletop sports, as you will. They just want to remind us, hey, it's a game. You're supposed to play it with your friends. You don't have to do the 100 point kill each other in the asteroids bit. You can mix things up. You can do like epic games that nobody
Mm-hmm.
ever plays. Please buy our big ships. I think that's what they're trying to
No, I don't think
say.
so.
Well,
So
maybe.
anyway, so for the I am your Father's Day thing
hmm
going on, they are they've got this I think $10 kit that retailers can buy.
Yeah, I think
And
it's ten
it's
bucks.
you on Father's Day you have an event, and whoever walks in the door and plays X-wing, they get an alter Darth Vader Luke Skywalker card. It's both of them on each side
On a single card. Yep.
on a single card, and you just hand that out to people and say, "Hey, play some X-wing."
Yep. You are actually. I think it's required by Fantasy Flight. If you're gonna do a
Yeah,
kit, you have to give it out to everyone who's playing X-wing.
yeah. It's not a paid event. It's,
Nope.
hey, here you go. Thanks
That's
for
cool.
playing X-wing today at our store.
That's cool. It's a neat little event. It encourages people to come out, try the game,
Mm-hmm.
and
Bring their dads
yeah,
or their
bring your dads. I
sons.
kind of want to do that with my dad actually.
Same here,
Bring him
actually.
out. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be June 18th and June 19th.
Yes, sir. Oh, another requirement: you have to use the kits then,
Yeah,
according to Fantasy Flight.
yeah. You can't hold it. It's if you're gonna do this, do it then.
Yep.
Alright.
No, that's
I,
cool.
I really like that. I want them to do more of that stuff,
Yeah,
really.
more of the fun stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all fun and games. Oh, we have like the white marble regional die, and we all want to go for it, and only a certain amount of people can get it, and you can find
Mm-hmm.
them on eBay for like $400. But
Mm-hmm.
it's good to just like reward the player base. Here's some alt arts. Here's something neat. Anyone can get it,
Thanks for
but you
playing.
have to go and get it, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to play. You have to have fun. Get out there. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely great to see them doing that kind of stuff.
I saw a store out in Jersey that had a little event where you get like a special door prize if your list had Vader or Luke.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Or and you have like uh neat little prizes and whatnot, little side events. I think we're gonna try and do something like that, like a little
Oh, okay.
escalation thing during I am your Father's Day.
Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look forward to that.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, okay. So enough about that.
Do we
Let's.
have any word on the Imperial Veterans front? Are they off the
Apparently
boat?
Portugal has them in stores. They're not for sale
Ooh.
yet, but they have them.
The distributors have them in Poland and in Portugal. I saw somewhere that a
Yeah.
Polish distributor had them. We haven't heard hide or hair yet.
No, I mean like an actual like store, not a distributor.
Oh, I heard a Polish distributor had them.
Oh, they do. In Portugal, I think they have like an actual.
A store
They
with
have
them.
them in the store.
Jeez.
That's Can't wait for
Give,
that worldwide release, right?
give, please.
Mm-hmm.
I want my tractor memeing up
I
defenders.
I want my bombers.
I've been playing them with you and other people actually. The
Yeah,
proxying the title on
it's
the
pretty
defender.
good.
It's a pretty good ship, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good if you do it the right way. You can just get in there and just own.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think. Uh, Unfortunately, I think they're gonna be, by the time they're out, the regional season might even be over, which
It
is
looks like
really
they timed it
upsetting.
like that, to be honest,
Yeah, because I feel like the defenders would be a staple in the Palp Aces.
and just imp aces too.
That just yeah, they just dominate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Palp Aces and dominating tournaments and regionals and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
so what do we got here on the news docket in
Oh
regional
boy. All
season?
right. So, what do we want to talk about first? Do we want to talk about the other regionals or the one that we
Let's talk
were
about the one
at?
that we casted.
All right.
So
So,
for
mhm.
those who don't know or do know, Brothers Grimm Games, our local gaming store, had a regional out here in Long Island, New York, on May 14th. I believe that's
Yep.
correct. We casted it. It was um, the production was done by Gen Game. All the VODs are on their YouTube. You can go find them there. I believe we're going to have a link to the VODs on our Facebook as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really good games. It was a really pleasure. It was a pleasure to watch. It was a very interesting regional. Definitely not the norm as it would. And it was
Yeah.
a pleasure to cast. What about you? What do you think?
Absolute blast. I want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Here's hoping they give us the give us that regional again for the next time, which will be in the winter.
Yes, sir.
So I think they will.
I think I only had like no. I don't think any of the players had really any complaints other than the fact that it was
Uh,
hot on the stream table, and
yeah.
then we opened the door.
It was also there was an accident, if I remember correctly. So there were delays, and then
Yes.
there was a software failure by Cryodex
Yeah.
repeatedly.
Our
We had
the Cryodex crashed.
so we did start late.
A little late. It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that
Like all
bad. It was
things
just a
considering.
little bit. Um,
Um,
Definitely, it's going to be a 2 day
yeah,
event next
no,
year.
I'm not. That casting for 16 hours was quite the trip. I believe I saw an old wizard in the desert by the time I was done casting. Pretty sure
Are you
that
sure?
happened.
If you say so.
I believe so. I mean, like, by the time we got to the finals, the final game, which went
Mm-hmm.
on forever, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
Um, I believe like it was like Hideo Kojima versus like Ginger Hank Hill or something. I don't remember. I was
Um,
clearly hallucinating at that point.
you
It
definitely
was it
were.
was the glitter stim.
Yeah. No, we ran out by that point.
That's what kept us going.
Yeah.
Mm,
All right. So when I'm going into that, actually, let me talk about what I expected to see. I was like, all right, so there'll be U-boats, crack swarms, and palpaces. What did you think was going to be there?
definitely Power Paces. Definitely U-boats. Crack Swarm. I think Crack Swarm would have. I thought they were gonna have a better showing than they did.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thought Scum were gonna have a way more in terms of body count.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I'm gonna pull up the graphic that you did here
Okay.
for the tournament. So you posted on the Fantasy Flight forums this little graphic, and that's broken. Great. Let me fix that. Hello. There we go.
Yeah.
There we
Uh,
go. It's fixed. All right. So you posted this neat little graphic on the Fantasy Flight forums, and here's like a pie chart with the breakdown. We have 31
mm,
imps, 19 scum, 24 rebels. So scum were actually in the outright minority, which is weird given that our usual player base is scum.
mm-hmm,
I'm a scum player, you're a scum player. We recently converted a rebel player to a scum player, which is our TO and master painter Dave.
mm-hmm.
Um, Pat, our rebel player, was TOing as well.
Little Pat became scum for the day.
He was scum. He's always scum. Little
I
Pat.
see him flying rebel.
Well, he tries whatever works to win, but I think he's primarily scum. Because
Mm,
he tried U-boats, he tried robots that day. He's been trying, man. The little kid's been trying. I give him a shout out. I give him,
mm,
my heart, my love. I hope he does well, because the guy really beats himself up when he
mm.
doesn't win, which makes me really sad. I hope that he could find inner peace and he could just win something. Just give him one, man.
Just give him one.
Just give him one.
All
Give the
right.
kid one. I
Okay.
already
So.
got second at like a local tournament yesterday,
Oh, good. Good.
and he even won the last game too, and he got second by 10 MOV.
Ouch.
That was terrible.
All
So
right. Okay.
Imperial archetypes,
Yeah.
19 palp aces. 5 of those were in the top 8. Imp
Yeah.
aces, 3. One was a bomber.
Yep.
2 crack-a-lackas.
Yeah.
Too
So,
many
very
swarms.
poor showing by Storm players.
Yeah, so I guess swarm wasn't the thing. Imp 2 ship. That both had a Desi, one had a Punisher,
Yep.
and just the other category.
Yeah. The other category. There were 2 Imperial fire sprays there that day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there was a list that had 3 tie advance and a tie prototype.
And a tap, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Rebel lists. Oh, here's the Imperial breakdown.
Yeah. There's the actual
The
breakdown.
palp aces with the big Pac-Man size part of the pie. Let's go to Rebels. Rebels a little bit more diverse.
Oh,
Super Dash
definitely.
being a thing. 6 dudes. Wasn't Dash primarily paired with? Oh no, it was primarily paired with Miranda.
Yep.
Because
This.
we've been
Mm,
seeing him a lot with a ghosty ghost.
yes, we have. It wasn't popular at the Brothers Grimm Regional, I think, because not a lot of people either owned it or just didn't feel comfortable flying with it.
I guess.
The Rebel 2 ship was the second most popular archetype. There were 4 YT-1300s of various piloting skills. Some had Chewie, some had Han. I think I saw Lando. I'd have to,
Lando.
yeah, actual Lando.
I wish
And then,
Lando's pilot ability was better. I wish it was more like Gambly or something, like more like his crew card, because I feel like Lando would be he's a good PS, like because he's 7 you could just VI him into a 9, right?
okay,
But he's not, his pilot ability doesn't really make it worth, because if I do a green maneuver, what is it, I give a friendly ship a free action or something like that
yeah,
at range 1.
he's good at
I
action
mean, it
economy.
sounds like it would be good, but like you're constrained to having your ships float around at range 1, and that's the problem when you're running like a big ship that relies on having other dudes at range 1 in order to benefit them or to
Yeah, you have to
benefit you.
maneuver carefully.
You have to maneuver really well. It kind of forces you into
Mm.
playing in open areas, and if you're in the rocks, it doesn't really benefit you. And if you're really like hoping for that extra action and you barely don't get it, it's
It's
pretty
pretty rough, yeah.
devastating.
Next up, there was 4 Rebel Regens. This was entirely arbitrary on my part.
Hmm.
Only one of those lists really had like 2 ships with regen. The rest had 1 ship, but they couldn't fit anywhere else. So I was like, all right, they have 1 ship
They
with
had
it.
some sort of regen, therefore
Yep.
they're a category, and
Yes.
none
I
were
didn't.
a true like triple regen
Yeah.
build.
Otherwise, there'd be a lot more others,
Yeah,
and I didn't want that. We saw 3 Ghost and Phantom combos.
spooky, spooky.
Yep. 2 of them were Hera.
I don't like Hera.
Well, 2 of these guys would disagree with you. So,
Well, that how far did they get?
uh, they did not get very far.
Exactly.
All right.
The only problem I have with her pilot ability is like Lando tier, but the problem is that you can't even give her like VI Can you imagine like a ghost with VI? That thing moving at a 9.
There's a reason it doesn't
Yeah.
have the EPT, and that's why.
I think it could be afforded an EPT if you nerfed it elsewhere.
But then where else would you nerf it?
Sensor slot,
Uh, I don't
maybe,
know about that.
maybe.
I don't know. All right, so then there were two Rebel Aces,
Hmm.
uh, a 4BZ list, which did its best, and then there was another three no category slots. One of them was 3K-Wings, though. He was the
Yeah,
first
we
guy in the
saw
stream.
that guy.
Yeah.
No, no, he wasn't the first guy on the stream. He was the second guy on the
Oh,
stream.
second guy? Probably.
Yes, and we thought he was really good
Yeah. He,
because we were blinded by all the bling the guy had.
yeah.
Apparently, this guy was like, I want like Fantasy Flight official acrylics, so I'm just gonna go ham and buy like all the maneuver templates from Hoth Open and
Well, I mean,
all
hey.
the tokens, and we're like, wow, this guy must be really good. And his opening maneuvers
Yeah.
led us believe that he was really good because he
He had a really
almost
good
owned an
game.
Inquisitor who, to be fair the to be fair, almost fed himself by going 5 forward boost yeehaw.
Yeah, he did like run at the K-Wing.
Yeah, just like I'm completely out of position.
That was rough.
I kind of want to even just bring that up. I might bring that up later. Just that little maneuver.
Okay.
I'd have to open up YouTube and
Yeah, yeah.
find it.
There was really good bombing and stuff in that game. I really liked that game. It was just nice to
It
watch.
was a crazy game.
Mm-hmm. The M player barely pulled the win, by the way.
Barely, like, because the K-wing player could not finish the Inquisitor.
Yep.
He just got locked out
Mm-hmm.
and slowly but surely chipped away.
He could have if he didn't do a different maneuver.
Yep, and
But
he slipped a bomb in 200 shields. If he was
yeah,
able
he
to slip
did.
another one in, that would have been GG.
He almost got him.
Almost got him.
All right, so
So
let's go to
scum.
Scum now. There were 19 Scum lists.
Most of these were U-boats.
Yeah.
9 out of 19. So that's just under half.
But to be fair, only three of them had three like actual U-boats.
This is just a total of people that had a U-boat in there.
Yeah. My future breakdowns are far less. Well, they're more varied and they take into account other things.
Pretty sure you were like thoroughly exhausted after that. So you're like,
Oh yeah.
this had a common denominator. Put them together.
Yes. That's what I did.
4
Uh,
robots. One with the Mind Link.
yeah.
I
Uh,
tried Mind Link robots. I wasn't really convinced.
okay. That's a fair thing. I think it's you only got two ships. It's really you really need more than two ships with it. I think for MindLink to work well.
My problem with the Mind Link, I think it's just made for the wrong slot. I think it would do much better as like an illicit,
Hmm.
because I think instead of, if like, especially for robots, like I think you would take the Mind Link
Glitterstim.
instead of stim, because think of it this way, right? So one dude focuses, you're both focused. The other one does a target lock. You're both focused. One guy, oh, I just miss, and then here's my target lock focus. You're always gonna have your target lock focus.
Hmm.
It would make robots more consistent with their 4 damage.
I could see that. I think
And
it.
for like U-boats, even you could do Deadeye Mind Link, so you could just target lock as your action. One dude
Well,
gives you that, and you can go even more ham with that.
I think that's why they didn't do that.
I don't
Uh,
know.
I don't think so. I like it as an EPT because it lets the Tansari point vets take it, and other ships that don't have the illicit take it.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make it a good card just because ships that are really bad right now can take it.
We'll see when Scum Aces come out.
Yeah, right. Scum Aces, Mind Link becomes so huge. It's the card people go back and buy. I think
More
the
Jump Masters.
more Jump Masters just for it, right?
Hey, you don't know. I can dream.
Yo, to be fair though, if it was an illicit slot, then you could just like throw that on like a million Z95s.
That would be terrible.
Why not? You could. That means everyone
I
can
think so.
target lock. One dude focuses. They're all
All right,
focused.
let's move on.
Consistent 2 damage.
Okay, let's move on.
Consistent 2 damage.
Get out of
All
here.
right.
So Scum 2 ship was also there, and they both used a fire spray and a jump master with no ordnance.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then there was four no archetypes. They were just so weird. I couldn't place them anywhere else.
So they were your disciples.
They were no, they I'm
No,
not gonna get into it. They were weird. I'm
they
gonna
were
leave it at
like,
that.
like
There
give
was
me
a
an
double
example of weird.
2.6 and two
That
Z95s.
guy lost.
Uh, I'm not good. I don't want to be mean, but yeah,
I mean, you don't have to be mean to just face reality.
yeah.
You
It did
lost.
not do well.
I mean, if the guy won, that would be like the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
All right, so here's
Uh,
the top 8 lists.
yes. Let's look at those.
5 out of 8 Palp Aces.
Oh yeah,
And 3 of those are the same list.
yeah they are.
That list being Inky Stinky, Wampa, and Omega Leader
And
with
Palpatine and Omicron group pilot.
Palp and the Pimpmobile.
Yep.
And the top two, three out of those were the top four, with Brobots being the fourth. And the top two was a mirror match, which went on literally forever.
I think an hour and 50 minutes.
I think it was more than that. I think it
Uh,
wasn't like 2 hours.
it almost got there. We almost beat the record. Not the record we wanted to break, but
Are
there
you
you go.
sure?
I feel like.
Look that up and come back to me.
All right.
In the meantime, Scum made it there with Brobots.
Hour
There
50.
was what was the other Scum list that made the top 8? We
It
didn't see that
was
guy.
something called Beauty in the Bosque.
Oh,
Yeah.
did we see that guy?
He did play on the table.
Oh,
He was match number.
that was like a YV and something, right?
It was round 6. He had the mod
Okay,
win.
that's
Uh,
another interesting fact. Half the stream tables in Swiss were mod wins.
yes, they were. That was pretty weird, actually,
Yeah, there were a lot of mod wins that day.
because they were just so close by points. One person,
Hmm.
Carlos, won by 2 actual points.
Very
That's how
tight.
close it was.
Yep. That was the last game too.
Yeah, he was the Beauty in the Bosque list.
Yes, and he was playing against Palp Aces.
Let me find his list. Okay, it was Bosque
Hmm.
with calculation for alarms, Zuckus Dengar, cluster missiles, guidance chips, inertial dampeners, then Manaru with push limit, unhinged, recon, and then Kato with Deadeye, guidance chips, and concussion missiles.
I feel like how much is Kato there?
He has to be 16, 20 points.
There's nothing better you could do for 20 points in that setup.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Mangler sick.
That's not better. I want to say it's better, but it's not better. Like my beloved 6 are a far cry of what they
And
want
three
them to
A's.
be.
Yeah.
I want them to
All
be
right.
good, but they're not.
It was a great day. 74 people came out.
Yep.
We had a top 8 cut.
Yep. We almost had to cut the top 16. There was actually
Almost.
confusion about that because we were
Yeah.
like right on the edge.
Mm. We had, I think, 16? No, not 16 people drop.
13
Not that many. 13, thank you.
by round 6.
Yeah, let me look at that now. 3 people used the original damage deck. I just thought that was something neat to talk about. Because I
Yeah.
remember that whole shebang about how people are like, oh, we're not going to buy the new deck. We want to use the old one. And
Nope. New deck's better.
no, not just 71 people out of 74. I mean, was it really worth it? I guess so. There were
Did
9
anybody in
buys.
the top 8 have the old deck? I don't think so.
No,
That would have been an interesting fact.
no. They did not.
So our regional overall was interesting. It was very fun. There's another fun fact we don't have up here. There
Yeah.
were no intentional draws. Not a
Uh,
one.
yeah, actually, there wasn't.
There were only 2 people in the top 8 that could just lock with an ID.
And not care.
The top player in Swiss approached the second player in Swiss, offered him the
Other way around.
ID. No. It was the top player. It wasn't the other way around. It was number 1 in Swiss approached number 2. Number 2 said, "No, I'm sorry. I have friends who are in contention. I don't want to lock." And then proceeded to beat number 1 in Swiss.
Oh, and then he became number 1.
And then yeah, he won. He became
Oh,
one in
okay.
Swiss.
I was confused there. All right.
That's how that went.
Okay.
And then I think he beat him again in the top 8 as well.
Yeah, he did. He
That
knocked
was
him out.
that was on the non-stream table. So he beat him twice. That's rough.
That is
Like
actually.
being like that guy, the ID guy, and then just being owned twice. It's kind of
Mm,
rough. Oh well, well, better luck to that guy in the future.
yeah, I'm sure he's won a few more.
All he got is
Well,
dice
yeah.
and a challenge coin. I think top 4 get a coin, right?
Yes, maybe. Who knows? Honestly. Who knows?
It's
All
all it's
right.
all about the dice playing. Just get to the 8
Yeah, it's the
and you're
dice.
good.
That's all anyone cares about. Right, guys?
Yep. All right. So we got a lot of regional data here. Just bring up the other tab, and then we'll go into the detailed description of the rest of the regionals we have not covered
Mm.
since.
There's a lot. I just
Yes.
I haven't been able to
So
cover, so.
as of today,
Mm-hmm.
this is the regional breakdown. There have been 45 regionals.
44.
There's four. Yeah.
The
Yes.
top one is.
44.
There you
Because
go.
I don't know how Excel streets work.
Do you want me to explain this?
No, I got it.
Okay.
And you can just fill in details, I guess. I don't know.
Mm.
So there are 44. 21 are Empire. 15 Scum, and these are all winners. So
Yeah, these
21 are
are.
the winners. So just under half the people that won are Empire. Like just under by like one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
That's
somebody
right.
winning a regional today might tip that balance in their favor.
Yeah, there's like a couple regionals today.
hmm
Could
So
definitely tip it.
about half were Empire. 15 were Scum, 8 were Rebel. So Rebels right now have had the weakest showing in terms of win, but you've pointed out that they have the most diverse in terms of winners.
Yes. So I'm gonna look at the factions, each of them, real quick before we talk about that.
Okay.
So as far as winning goes, these are all winning regional lists.
hmm
The Imperials have the most wins, but I'd say the unhealthiest winning meta, because of those
The least
21
diverse.
wins, yeah, the least diverse. Of those 21 wins, 12 of them are a variant of the Palpatine Aces list, which includes Palpatine and
More than
Omicron.
half.
Yeah, more than half include Palpatine, which is pretty significant.
Pop
That
A
says
strong.
something about how good that setup is.
Very good.
Uh, Followed closely at
Someone's getting
7
the nerf of that.
wins, Crack Swarm. Swarms have always been here.
hmm
They always will be. There'll be new ways to do them. And I think that just a new card gives them new life.
Like crack.
Yeah, Crack Shot. Good card.
That's a good card. Helps push damage.
Yeah, helps keep the swarm alive in this crazy time we live in. Uh, then the other two winning lists, Imperial Ace. They
hmm
won one game, regional. They've had strong showing in the top fours and stuff, but this is only going by the winners. I could
Yeah.
do the top four later and hang myself.
Yes. That was Greenfield.
Yep.
One with Imp Aces.
And the last one was Decimator Palpatine.
That
So
was over
technically,
in Wixom.
it could technically go into Palp Aces, but there was only one ace, so I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mention that there's a Decimator there.
Yeah. The Decimator in and of itself is significant because
Mm,
it's not the shuttle. It's not just cheap boat,
yeah,
throw palp on, throw
it
aces
was
on table, own opponent.
Rear Admiral Chernu.
Yep.
So he really decked that thing out, and he had Whisper with him, I think.
That's a new way to do Desi Whisper,
Yep.
which was spooky a couple metas ago, about like a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
a little over a year
Absolutely.
ago. So
Scum.
Scum winning lists.
All right. So the top Scum winning list is any kind of variant of 2 U-boats, which is 2 jump masters, and then a bump master, with 5 of their 15 lists being this.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, they vary in location, which means this is it's a pretty strong list. You got that control element with the bump master
hmm
and the damage with the jump masters. Followed in
Don't they
second
have
place.
feedback generally too, the Mump Master?
Sometimes they don't always.
Oh,
I think I saw one that didn't have it.
that's
I'm not
interesting.
100%. followed closely by triple U-boats. They have 3 regional wins.
3 wins for the contracted scouts.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of variants on this, but these guys, there's 3 contracted scouts.
Yep. I
Uh,
wonder how big the spread is. So there, number 14 was one. Where was the second? 27. So this is a pretty big spread. Yeah, and 43 Austin.
yeah, so I'd say they're varied in location.
I'm just saying in terms of maybe. Well, let's look at this more of like a timeline
Oh,
kind of
timeline,
deal.
yeah.
So like
There,
there maybe there are lists that dominate early in regional season, but people figure them out, and
yeah,
maybe they fail later on in regional season because it's kind of it's a meta, right? So
yeah.
the
You get
meta
used to it.
evolves, you learn as you
So
play.
triple U-boats are consistent, is
Yeah,
what you're saying. Okay.
right. As of now, they're consistent, but there's only
Hmm.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Robots,
Robots,
right off the
Scum
bat.
3 ship, and Scum 2 ship are all tied for a third best list with
Hmm.
2 wins each. Uh, Robots have the distinction of being the first reported regional win.
First up to bat, home run. There you
Yep.
go. Now these Scum 3 ship and 2 ship, do these are these including a U-boat?
They only include one.
Okay. On
They
both
only include
both
one.
counts.
Include one or less.
Okay.
The thing is,
Really?
they aren't the main archetype. They aren't the main bit there.
Okay. It's just the fact that they have 3 ships.
There's three scum ships that aren't 2 U-boats and something else.
Hmm.
So like there was a Zuckus, Tel Trevera, and a Palob list, which is in there.
Okay.
Or there's a Dengar and a Manaru, or a Dengar and something else.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
And what's
There
the
might be a
other?
U-boat in those, but there's only one.
What's the
Hmm?
other?
The other is a double U-boat list with 2 Black Sun soldiers with ordnance.
That guy's weird.
Oh, he won in
Apparently. Where did he win?
Sweden, I think.
Do you have it just
That's
listed here as other? Oh no,
uh,
it's yes. Scephalefta.
it's either it's somewhere
Skelefta.
in Great
Skelefti.
North.
Yes, that was number 13.
Yeah, the 13th
Mm.
regional. Yeah,
Rebels.
Rebels.
The
I would.
weakest showing, but the most diverse as according to you.
I'd say the healthiest spread. If they had more wins, it might you might see some
You think it might consolidate a bit more?
yeah, it might
That's
consolidate
a fair
definitely.
assessment.
I think we would see more dash.
More Das Vici. Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Because you could also make the argument because there's 2 crack A wins, but then again,
I
we
don't
don't
think
really
it.
see crack A's
Yeah, I
anywhere.
think we need to see more wins with Rebels before I can,
Yeah.
give a state of the Rebel meta.
So, well, the state
So
of the Rebel meta is not good because they're
no,
not
it's
winning.
not actually as far as tournament play.
Yeah.
So Dash and a VCX of either pilot, like a Chopper or Lothal Rebel, they have 2 wins. And then Crack A's, which is 5 A-wings with Crack Shot and Adaptability, have 2 regional wins themselves. I versed that list in a recent regional.
Hmm.
I can see why it can do well. I can see why it hasn't been doing well.
Yeah.
Followed up by 4 different winning lists. So Rebel Regen won a regional. However, I should note that's in Brazil, and they don't have a lot of the ships that we do,
Reportedly,
reportedly.
they're a couple metas behind.
Hmm.
So maybe we should have like instead of going to 2 regionals, we should have just poured all of our money just going to a little vacation in Brazil, bring our wave 8 and just own,
Hmm.
play it
Maybe
up.
that'd be a bit rude. All
Well, you
right,
gotta
so
do what you gotta
then
do, man, if you want to win.
double VCX win. Took
Didn't
Plainville. Yeah,
didn't that also include a Y wing?
it did. But I can see there'd be variants like with Biggs instead of the Y wing, so I decided not to mention it. So there's 2 of them.
Okay.
Uh, I just think they're the important part. There's 2 of them there.
There's two ghosts,
There's two VCX 100s,
and they had
and
auto blasters
yes, they did.
and fire control, I believe, right?
Yep, and then one had Hera, the other had Chopper or something. It was crazy.
Oh,
He won that
very cool.
pretty handily. Can you guys chew through 40 hull? I don't think so.
That's a lot of meat to go through, I think.
Hmm. Then we had a Rebel 3 ship build and a Rebel 4 ship build, taking a win each.
Now, was the 4 ship in the style of the Rebel toolbox?
The Rebel 4 ship, actually, if I remember correctly, was Chewie, a stress bot, and two Z's.
Hmm, that's interesting. When did that guy win?
He won
Was it recent? Yes, it was.
Exelles. Yeah, it was recently.
Yeah, where is that? Sounds like
I
it's foreign.
It is.
Okay.
And then the Rebel 3 ship won Burn. I'd have to go take a peek and try to figure out where those guys are.
Yeah.
I will find out in a second. So we've got two recent Rebel wins.
That's down in let's see here. Yeah, Rebel 3 ship and the 4 ship.
Switzerland is Burn. Burn, Switzerland.
Okay.
That 3 ship list is Wes, Korn, and Gold
The
Squadron.
Swiss have
Stress
such
bot.
a weird meta up there. Is it something to have to do with like being cold, where you run like 3 ships or 4 ships, or you run? Where's the other weird one? You run double U-boats and Z95s. What's wrong with these people?
You know what? I think they have fun. They're also like 20 people tournaments or like 40 people, so you get
Okay.
to see more variance and
Yeah,
less.
maybe just people. Just I don't know. Swedes,
They
man.
they get to enjoy themselves.
It's the fermented fish that really
Yeah.
gets to you.
So,
Fermented wampa.
oh yeah, I
How
want.
would that taste?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Actually, about those 19. Was it 19? No, not 19.
How paces?
Of the pulp base lists that
12.
have
Yep.
won, 12 of them, 12 lists.
Mhm.
Four of them were exactly the same.
Okay.
Two of, and then there
So
was a
what was
whisper.
that exact same build? I believe it was Wampa.
Wampa, Omega Leader, Inquisitor, and Palpatine in the Omicron crew pilot.
Yep, we saw that at our regional win.
Yeah, in Force. There is a reason that does well.
It is such a sleepy list, though. I mean, when you win whatever means necessary. And so, like, not to knock the people running it, I'm sure it's like exhilarating and fun to play, but for something to watch, it was a snooze.
It was.
I did not
I
have
mean,
fun watching the mirror match against those two.
I could see that.
It was like, whoa, he rolls dice and he evades. Whoa, he rolls dice and Palpatine's to evade.
Mm.
Whoa, look at this amazing play. Like, it was exciting watching the guy like run 5 forward and then like almost feed himself to K-wings. I want to bring that clip up actually. If you could find that, that would make me really happy.
Sure. Give me a minute.
You got it. So in the
So
meantime, so lo and behold, this is the breakdown so far. We're coming to the close here with the regional season. I'm pretty sure there's only like a couple weekends left. We will be going to Monroeville to Mr. Nice Guy Games next weekend, and we're going to try and win there, and hopefully we'll do it. Speaking of regional runs, you did really well at Massachusetts. You went 5-1 in Swiss,
I did actually.
and you placed, I believe, 8th through 16th. That's the
Actually,
because you're not technically 16th. There are 8 people that lose the first game, so they're
yeah.
ranked 8th through
I
16th.
got I got wiped out. They had 91 players there at Plainville, and
You
I
managed to
was in
get
the top
there.
16 cut, but I got knocked out.
What did you lose to finally?
I lost to Bosk and Tel Trevera, but
Really?
as like a regen.
Regen? So like a Necrotel
Yeah, Necrotel.
with like the Gonk, and did he have
Yeah,
any other survivability things like the hull upgrade?
R5P8.
That's not really
It's
survivability though.
deadly.
I know it's deadly. It's not survivability. That's more damage. That's like
He had the
life
other stuff,
leech.
hull upgrade,
Okay.
Gonk, and something else. I
hmm
can't remember what card though.
And the other guy was a Bosk.
Bosk with like Dengar, Zuckus, and Forlam. So like, you were going to take hits from Bosk.
Ooh,
One of them was going to be a crit. You would take a lot of damage.
a lot of damage. And then Tau just like exists.
Yeah, he exists to throw 3 dice at you.
And so it's like, what do you go on? The guy that lives forever, or Bosk who like will take a million damage before you kill him?
hmm It was rough.
Yeah. But you made it up there. What was the build? Tell everyone the build that got you up there.
All right, so I ran Tel Trevera with Deadeye, extra munitions, proton torpedoes, 4 alarm, guidance chips. Did I mention everything there?
Yeah, your
Yep.
standard U-boat, but on a tow
Yeah, with
with
4 alarm.
protons and forlom.
And then I ran 4 Blackstone soldiers with feedback array.
Zippity zap.
Yep.
I believe
So,
one of the games that I actually walked in on at the very end, the guy was playing Palp Aces,
yep,
and he forgot that you had feedback
feedback
array,
array.
and
He
arc
did.
dodged to his death.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
It catches people off guard.
Mhm.
It's super effective against Palp Aces, which I versed 2 of, and then an Ace list that day. It's great because tell with 4 alarm, he can go, here's 4 hits. You can't use your evade token on that Inquisitor. I touched you. I took away your shield or more because your
Or the
dice.
same thing with like Sooner Fell, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, I touched you. Your stealth device is gone.
Mm-hmm. Less effective because he has 4 dice.
Yep.
But if you can deny his focus, like it's say he didn't evade,
Yep.
then he's probably taking that nice hit. Then you have the 4Z85s who go, hey, are you at range 1? Do you only have 4 hull? Dead.
Zippity zap.
I zapped a few Inquisitors that day to death,
That
and
makes me
Sooner fell.
happy. The Inquisitor that day was the bane of my existence.
Hmm. I had a
Um,
really great block in my final round of Swiss, actually.
that's good.
Sooner fell. He was trapped between Tel Trevera and the Lambda and my Z's. So he moved the shuttle first. He got his shuttle out of the way so Sooner fell can move in, right?
Mhm.
But then my Z's, there was 2 in the back and 2 in the front, and
Yep.
they bumped each other. So the ones that were bumped already, I made them bump again, so they
Okay.
stayed where they were, and the other 2 that were in the front did K turns. Then Tel Trevera did a hard one and blocked Sooner's turn to the right, and the shuttle was to the left. So not Karner, Sooner fell.
Mhm.
He could only go forward, but I had made my Z's stay there. So he did a 3 forward into a Z95, and he was at range 1 of both of them, and Tel Trevera took off a hull point with a range 1 shot. And I just zapped him to death.
Nice.
It was a really great win.
I didn't think you were actually going to do that well, surprisingly enough.
Neither did I.
But you
But
had
you
the
know what?
answer to the Palp Aces, and the Palp Aces are what's winning. So if you have the answer to what's winning, you'll do very well until you have somebody who's not Palp Aces, and then you lose. What was your
Yeah.
one loss?
It was crack A's.
Oh, crack A's.
Yes.
Really?
High dodge, 4 health each,
And they could just
and,
push damage through.
and they push damage with crack shot.
That's interesting.
They were able to eat 2 my Z's before I got close to them.
Hmm.
I zapped 1 Z to death though, and he was not happy about that. I zapped an A-wing to death. I'm sorry.
My
Like
showing
he,
wasn't that well that day.
hmm?
I went 3-3.
Yeah. What were you running?
I was running robots.
Okay.
Your standard fare with crack and glit. I was doing okay in the beginning. By round 3, I was 2-1, and the one loss was ridiculously close. I actually believe I should have won that if it wasn't for I had this Inquisitor pinned like
Okay.
3 or 4 times, like pinned down. He's got like nothing except for an evade, or he had a rock and like range 3. And like
Mm,
I'll do like all my damage, and he's like, oh well, here's 3 evades, and my evade token are like, oh here's 3 evades and auto thrusters, and I'm like, well, what can I do? He insta fed me Sunter. Like that dude died the first turn of shooting, and
mm-hmm.
the Palpatine went down shortly after, and I just spent about an hour chasing the Inquisitor down, and I lost, and that was pretty disastrous. I came back, won another game, played against a guy, really cool guy, but he had like a Decimator, the Inquisitor, and Wampa, and the Decimator had Rebel Captive, and it was like, all right, well I'm stress locked
Mm-hmm.
because I only have one robot left, and I'm like stress locked, stress locked, stress locked. I should have
Yeah.
maybe nuked that guy down first in hindsight, but I'm like, well, there's a free Wampa, so I'm just gonna eat him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's the Inquisitor, and he's been annoying me for the the entire day so far, so let me go on him. And
Yeah,
then it was just the elephant in the room, and I couldn't deal with it. So maybe there was a mistake there. I
maybe.
played against a A-wing guy who had a really like weird setup. Like he had four A-wings with like
Mm,
push, wingman, and hull upgrade, and was like super convinced like this was the build and did all the math and has a blog. And and the guy sounds like he's from Texas. He sounds and looks kind of like Hank Hill. So like imagine like Hank Hill coming up to you and telling you about the joys of propane. Okay,
okay.
and like propane is the greatest, and
But you meant like A-wings. Like A-wings are the
yeah,
greatest.
the hull upgrade is like it's propane, it's the greatest, and how dare you use the charcoal auto thrusters? And I went 100-0 against that guy,
Okay.
and he was a little salty about it. He was like, I got like a 75% win rate versus Probots and this and that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Hank. What can I do to what I can't tell. What do you want me to say, Hank? Charcoal good? I don't know. Hank Hill will get it. He'll get him.
I'll get
Go,
them.
Hank. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you, Hank. You can do it. You can win
Yeah.
something. I believe in you.
Uh, my other matches that day, I versed a Dash Lothal Rebel, and at first I thought I would have trouble, right? Because that's a lot of hull to chew through.
Mhm.
And then somehow Dash came at me, range 3 on the first, like just the first turn, like not first turn of shooting, like the first turn.
Yep.
Like he did like a 4 forward and a boost and a barrel roll, and he was like, "I'm gonna take a shot," and I'm like,
Yep.
"Are you? Oh, you are. Okay, all
Well,
right.
here's some
I mean,
Z95s.
sure, shrug." And then he took a shield off a Z95,
Mhm.
so I decided to shoot back with a proton torpedo and the Z, and I managed to strip his shields
Nice.
for the next proton torpedo to
Own them.
nearly kill him. Yeah.
That's cool.
It took a lot of work though after downing Dash because the Ghost has so much health, and he just ate all my Z's before I could kill it.
Yeah.
But that's what they're there for.
My last match, I just self-destructed. I kept blocking myself against a
Oh,
shuttle because I thought like the Inquisitor's gonna get at my
oh
arc,
no,
right?
yeah,
He's gonna get at
that's
my arc.
fine.
He's gonna get never got at my arc. So I
No,
spent like
no,
three
yeah.
turns just doing nothing with a robot, and it was self-destructive. So I don't know. Shout out to that guy though, Caps Lock Matt, really cool. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Greek X-wing community. You know,
hmm
we have Sav over in what is it, New Hampshire group. New England Greeks, go us. We can do it.
Hmm.
Outer rim is Constantinople. I don't know. All right. So that was mine. It was 3-3. It was okay. One of our
Yeah.
fellow compatriots went 5-1, but he was playing the coveted Palp Aces. What was
Yeah,
he
Dan.
running?
He had I think he had Whisper and the Inquisitor with the Pulp Shuttle.
Was it Whisper?
I think so.
I know the Inquisitor was there. Was it Whisper? I'm not too sure.
I think so,
Hmm.
actually. I'm pretty positive.
Hmm.
I would say that, yeah.
Okay. And then he lost his top 16 game.
Yes, he did.
So you guys have the acrylic tokens, but no fancy dice.
Yes.
Try again
Or
next
fancy
time.
dice. We did get token holders though, which are pretty cool.
Yeah,
3D
those are
printed
nice.
ones.
You gotta clean the what is it called?
The
The
flash.
the flash off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta clean that off. But it looks really nice.
hmm
Good for
Oh yeah,
tournaments.
I want to talk about that region a little bit. That's
Sure.
cool. Just
Let's talk about it.
it mirrored a lot of the Brothers Grimm regional actually in a few ways.
Some of it.
They had 6 more Imperial players. They did have also 91 players that day.
Yeah, they had a huge
Pushed everything
showing.
around. Yeah. There were 19 Pop Aces players there, same as ours, which was pretty crazy. But none of them made it into the top 4.
Really?
Yeah, no, dude, they got knocked out in the elimination rounds.
That's interesting.
It was crazy. I think that just everyone there had answers for them.
And wasn't everyone by the time of top 8 local?
I think so.
Something like that, right?
Oh, except for there was one guy who was French. He won.
He was French.
I think so.
Positive.
50%.
Okay.
50%.
Okay.
Imp Aces had a much stronger showing there, though. There
Really?
were 11 people playing them.
Hmm.
One of them included Redline.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that guy do?
He did well actually.
That's interesting.
I think so. Then the
Redline's he the shotgun guy or he
he's
shotguns a
the
mine
two
at you?
target lock Punisher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Death Rain, right? He's the
Yeah,
one that
Death
like
Rain. It's
rolls
Death
up
Rain.
on you, clowny like with a mine.
Yeah. Doom Desi.
Do you think
There. Hmm?
do you think Death Rain would be go like maybe experimental interface? So like you boost and then you shotgun somebody with the mine. So like it's like a Connor's net or something.
Maybe. That's a maybe. I'm not too sure on that.
What's their dial like?
You have to try it. It's terrible.
Is it?
Yeah. It's
But
a
they have a
bomber
boost
dial.
though,
They do a boost.
which is very
Um,
interesting.
there was two bomber wings. They
Oh,
had they were a list that included two or more bombers,
that's interesting.
and they had ordnance, and they did the top 16 actually.
Really?
Yeah, they did really
But then
well,
they lost.
and that's before the fix for them. So
Yeah, right.
maybe
So you
bombers.
think bombers are going to be the big thing?
They could be. I
I
think we'll
think
see them
defenders are going to be the big thing. I think you're going to
definitely.
see a defender in every Palp Ace list because the
Um,
defender will now have a double tap or he gets the free evade from going 3 or more, and it saves him points for that one, or you get the double tap and the tractor beam. Tractor beam's so huge, and if you can just throw it on somebody, it'd be great. I've been actually experimenting with
yeah, we've been versing a lot.
yes, with the I want to try the Palp Ace build, but I've been doing the Imp Ace build with Omega Leader, Inquisitor, and Vessery.
Yeah,
Vessery VI, Tractor Beam, the title, the double
it's
tap
pretty
title,
good.
and the green banks, which don't really do. It's a free point. I'm still at 99,
Yeah.
so there you go. Inquisitor with everything except the shoddy, and
Hmm.
I think I have stealth device on Omega Leader. And it's like lock somebody, and then I'm gonna hit you with the tractor beam, your tractor beam, throw you wherever I want, and then hit you with the primary, and then Omega Leader follows up, and then Inquisitor follows up,
Hmm.
and it's just a lot of damage. Maybe the Palpace build is better. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, we'll have
Um,
to play test and see.
Dan was experimenting with the downshift Vader. I gave him that idea, but I think the Inquisitor is going to be better in that setup.
Hmm. We'll have to see.
Yes, sir.
Also popular. Double U-boats and a third ship for Scum,
Mm-hmm. I have
followed
a
by
build like
Scum
that.
2 ship.
People have been doing the Zuckus and the two contracted scouts. I actually played
Yeah.
that guy, and I actually took a really good fight. We had a lot of big asteroids,
Mm.
and I had them set up kind of like a strip in the middle, almost kind of like if you ever played like Dota or League of Legends, the river,
Oh,
where it
okay.
just cuts through diagonally through the map.
Yeah.
It was set up like a fat like river of rocks.
Okay.
And he deploys on the U-boat's favorite side, so he can make easy left turns. I deploy on my right. He deploys on his right. We both go right up the sides of the map. I cut
Hmm.
in, he cuts in, and then he decides to try and go through the rocks in order to try and tort me.
Yep.
But then like I block him in the rocks, and Zuckus was like amazingly out of position. He was like on the far side of the map, over by like my left corner,
Oh, okay.
and
So,
he comes in like waddles in a little late. Um,
yeah.
I
Cause
severely cripple a U-boat. I kill um, Zuckus by the time one of my robots go down, and all he got was I think one torp off from each guy,
okay.
and it was pretty disastrous for that guy. But it was a really fun game. Shout out to
Mm.
those guys. They have a little group. That's
Yeah.
actually Sav's group.
Oh.
The Bumpin' Uglies X-Wing Club. I like the name.
That is actually a pretty good
They
name.
have their own shirts. They're really
Yeah.
cool. So shout out to those guys. It was a friendly game. It was a fun game, and I'm happy I took that one.
Yeah. Uh, One thing. Was there anything else I want to note about that? Super Dash was super there
Really
at
there.
at Plainville. Yeah, there were 7 of them.
I didn't make the top 8,
No. There was only one Red Bull player in the top 16, and
and
that was
that's
the
the guy that
double.
won.
Yeah, it's the guy that won. Um, there was a lot of TLTs though.
Were there? I saw there
Sorry.
was one quad TLT guy, Mr.
Yeah, there
Last Meta,
was.
and he made
Like,
the. Did he make top 8? I think he even made top 8.
Top 16, definitely, I think, somehow.
I think he made top 8 because I'm pretty sure he was still playing.
Oh, then I guess so, yeah.
So maybe I should just do that. See what
Get out of
happens.
here.
Yo, it got that far against like palp bases and stuff, right?
Well, I think people are experimenting again to try to figure out, all right, how do I stop these high agility ships?
Just cancer them down.
People remembered, wait a minute, if I roll enough dice 8 times, something will go through.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you can only. I might actually just do that. I don't have enough Y wings, but I kind of want to do that actually for Monroeville.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, it's that or robots. It depends on if my robots will be ready that time. I'm getting them painted.
Okay.
I might also do the Rebel Recon Hawks because that could push a lot of damage through too.
It could. You probably don't have the same survivability, though.
Um, I don't have range one options and I don't have a K turn, but I get the double focus so I could push damage through more consistently.
Hmm.
And since they're TIE fighters, they go down to volleys real quickly.
Okay.
So I think if like I make them come at me and they get like it's all about making them take all it's all about making one dude take all 8 shots. That dude is dying. It's
Yeah.
Sooner Fell, it's the Inquisitor. They are dying. They are not evading. You can only palp once. You can only spend a token once. I'm shooting you 8 times.
I could see that. I can see that
So
as becoming an answer for the PAL
I
aces.
might just break out the Hawks. I own 4 of them. Why not, right? We'll see what
That's
happens.
true. What else are we
I'm only
seeing?
afraid though that I face like triple jumps and I get owned. But
That's
the guy with
that's.
the Y wings probably faced them at least once and won.
I could check
I
the
mean
list juggler and tell you.
they only have 9 damage, right? They only have 9 health, right? So
Yeah.
you more or less kill one a turn minus 1 damage.
I'm gonna check that list juggler actually and see if he did.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
give me a second on
The
that.
Plainview was a pretty decent trip.
Oh yeah, it was definitely worth it.
It was a fun trip, even though I was pretty tilted by the end of day one. But I had a nice steak, so that made it better.
Hmm.
Had some of that tilt juice. Made my mark on that. For those who don't know, here at the at Grim Squadron, we have a little ritual ever since our first trip to
Nice Sky Games.
Monroeville last year.
Yeah.
We have a bottle of Everclear, which we have cheesily taped over with masking tape so that you could still see the label if you hold it up to the light. And then I wrote Tilt Juice 80% salt by volume on the label. And on the back, I have a strip of tape and have little levels marked. So whenever somebody's tilted and they take some of the tilt juice in order
Mm.
to wash away the pain, the desalinate, they leave their mark on the bottle. So
Okay, so
far,
I
I'm the leader with 2 marks.
I had everything he versed in the
Hmm.
pre-elimination rounds.
Okay.
His first match was a loss.
Which was
Wait, no, actually no,
against.
he won.
Okay.
He won his first match.
Do you know what matches they were?
Yes, round
So.
one.
Hmm.
He versed Whisper, Omega Leader, Paul Bases.
Okay, so just touch the fluffy tail and you win.
Match two versed that double bomber list that got into the top 16 and
Yep.
top 8, I think.
Did he
And
win?
he beat that.
Okay.
He lost his third round
Okay.
against Inquisitor Karner and Sooner Fell.
Must have been close.
Yeah, 100 to 66.
So 66. That would be both the interceptors,
Yeah.
more or less.
He beat his round 4 opponent with a mod win.
Okay.
It looks like. It was Wampa Aces.
Okay.
He won his 5th round against the Trandoshan Slaver, a Gans Finesman, contracted scout.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty beefy. So TLT still do pretty well.
Yeah, they can still consistently do things.
I might do that. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the
Yeah.
robots are ready or not.
And he was in the top 8, actually.
Yep. Because I'm pretty sure and then I think that's where he lost.
He lost against Azucas, Palab, and Manaru.
Okay.
Yeah.
And isn't that the guy that beat you? No, I'm pretty sure that's the guy that
No,
beat
no,
Dan.
no, different guy.
Okay.
Different guy.
Pretty sure that's the guy that beat Dan, though, then.
Yep,
Okay.
probably.
All right.
So all in all, strong showing.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm pretty happy.
So, what do we have left in regional news?
Uh, as far as that goes, we have the week of, if I just scroll down,
14th.
14th. I did the week of 14, May 14th, those wins.
Okay.
The winner of Delft in the Netherlands.
Holland. Oh boy, the
Yeah,
Dutch regional.
the winner was Simon with 2 contracted scouts and a bump master.
Blazing it.
Yep. The
Blazing
runner
it.
up was Palpaces.
Also good. Vader Inquisitor.
Yeah, don't see
Blazing
him
it.
that often. In
Just
Sweden,
goes to show you
Ostersund, Sweden.
when you're in drugland, drugs win.
All right.
Actually, no. The contracted scouts wouldn't have drugs, so maybe
No,
not.
no,
It's all
they
it's
didn't.
all about them
Get
German
out of here.
U-boats just holding down the northern ports of Europe.
Okay, you
All
can
right,
stop now.
so Sweden again.
Yep, Sweden. Omega Leader, Karner, Wampa, and a Palp Shuttle one.
So something not terribly weird. You're just replacing the Inquisitor with Carnarjax.
And Karner Jacks doesn't have auto thrusters, I think. Stealth device, I mean.
All right, well that as far as I know that people just keep like, oh, maybe they're not so weird, and Sweden's like, nope, we're weird.
Hmm.
Fermented fish, no auto
Well, that's the
thrusters.
only way you can fit him. You have to
I
draw
guess.
something. The runner-up was Redline and Doom Okian.
Okay.
Yeah, that was neat. In Australia, the winner
New
was
South Wales.
yeah, in Parramatta,
Hmm.
the winner was Jeff with Crack Swarm,
Nice.
and he beat 2 scouts and a bump master.
Yeah, the good thing, like, Swarm is a really good matchup, I think, against U-boats because
Hmm.
they can only burn a torp a turn, and you can just focus fire, and that you can spread the damage against you. Mind you, if they hit you with the torp, you're probably getting owned.
Yeah,
So that guy is probably dead. But if you can get the salvo off first and maybe cripple one, take one out, if they die with torps on the boat, you just mitigated a lot of damage against them.
yeah, definitely. In France, Triple Scouts won.
Okay.
The runner-up was Dash Rendar and a Lothal Rebel.
All right. Wisconsin.
Yep, this was on YouTube. Uh, the winner was Darth Nathan with running Darth Vader, Inquisitor, and Carter Jax.
Bases. Nice.
And the runner-up was a Trandoshan Slaver and 2 scouts.
Interesting to note, the Imp Aces won because there were no Palp Aces in the top 8. Look at that.
I wouldn't say that.
Look at that. They're not there.
I mean, I know they're not
Top,
there. They probably got
top
knocked
8
out.
IG. That guy got some dice. Makes me think I could do it. But like, there's no. Maybe that's the reason why Brobots are up there because there's no Palp Aces. I mean, I'm pretty sure when Matt played, the only matches he dropped were Palp Aces. I flew against 3 Palp Aces, or no, 2 Palp Aces and like Imperials with like that
Hmm.
that decimator switch. It might as well be Palp Aces, right?
Yeah.
So it seems to be that maybe that might be the weakness for Brobots. So I think when it comes to your placing in regionals, it might just be luck of the draw. And if you just get a lot of,
No, I wouldn't say luck of the draw. It's definitely skill.
I think luck of the draw is a part of it though, because like let's say I get all lists that benefit me, I'm gonna excel. So like not for nothing for Matt. Matt's a really good player, but if he played against more Palp Aces, which he did, he only played against Palp Aces twice, and he lost
Hmm.
twice. Those were the only losses he dropped. So if he played more Palp Aces, he might have done worse.
That's
I think there is a luck of the draw component
maybe there's some matchups that are
because like how many
less intensive.
if your build like let's say is really good against Palp Aces, you're gonna have a better time because if you see these Palp Aces and if they're prevalent, you're just gonna own them and it's gonna push you up.
Mm. It definitely comes down to skill because my first
I'm
matchup
not
against
saying it's
Palpates.
not. I'm saying
Yeah.
that a good matchup versus you will swing an initial advantage in your favor, which you can then snowball off of. I'm not saying it's all luck of the draw where like it's not like Magic where top decking easy wins. I'm talking about like depending on the Swiss and depending on your
Mm,
pairings, if you get good pairings, you will have a better day.
mhm.
If you play Palp, like let's say you're running Brobots and you play Palp Aces all 6 games, I'm pretty sure you're not going to do well. However, if
There's a
your
lot of
if
reasons
your
for that.
list if your list plays Palp Aces 6 times, you will probably do well because it's you seem to have that anti-meta list with
Hmm.
the bug
Actually,
zappers.
I almost lost my first match against Palpaces.
Almost, but you won.
I did win. It
How
was really
close
close though.
was it? Really
20
close?
points.
How many times?
Tell.
How many times did you play Palp Aces that day?
I played them a second time with a lot more experience under my belt, and
That's the guy
then
that fell on the sword, or is that no? You played it 3 times,
he didn't.
right?
He didn't. In round six, that was my second match against Palpaces,
Okay.
and that time I had a lot more experience. I knew what not to do,
Yeah.
and blocking is huge.
Mm.
Like blocking will win you the game. It did win me the game.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I think there's merit to the idea that depending on your pairing at Swiss, like you always should strive for the list that can take all comers.
Yes,
But
definitely.
if you face against your Achilles heel, more often than not, you're probably going to have a bad time.
Okay, I can
And
agree to
if
that.
your Achilles heel is the list that's dominating, one, you shouldn't be there because really should build against that. And two, you're going to be in for a bad time.
Okay, I can agree to that. I think it definitely we need to figure if you're building a list for regional, you have to take into account what you think is going to be there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be wrong.
Hmm.
Absolutely true.
But we can see a general pattern with what's going on and what's
Yes.
playing, and that's
Uh,
what you will generally see. Like the surprise for our regional, for example, is the lack of scum.
yes.
Maybe that
Or
has to do with the fact that a fair number of the scum players that would play were actually running the event. Like you're a scum player, I'm a scum player.
mhm.
We weren't there, so that deflates the scum numbers a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Also, I think
Um,
there was an accident and it was a one-day regional for some people, I think that turned them away cuz like, "Oh, I don't want to be there for 16 hours." And
I don't
turns
know
out
about that. Wasn't there like a forum post that was like, no 2 day?
there's like one guy who's really angry about
Yeah,
2-day events
that guy. I don't
and it
know.
he just look, I'm not going to be there for 16 hours. You
It's
can't do
hard.
it. With more than 70 people, you can't do it.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to do it. It's 16 hours. And that's with breaks and not the final
Is
round.
Monroeville 2 day? I think it might be 1 day.
Please tell me it's a 2-day.
I don't know, dude.
I'm just not going then if
No.
it's
You're.
not a
We are.
2-day.
Get in the car.
No.
Get in the car. You're doing it. I will.
Uh,
I will jack you up with glitter sim. You'll be fine.
okay.
Relax.
All right. So,
So let's keep going through
oh yeah, the
these
rest of
reports.
these before we lose ourselves.
Yes.
Uh, where did we even leave off? It was Darth Vader, Inquisitor,
Yeah, we're
Carnajax.
on Kentucky.
Kentucky. All right. So Murray, Kentucky. Zuckus and Palab won.
Nice.
They were pretty cool. They beat Vader, Inquisitor, and Valen Rudor. You don't see him anywhere.
Valen, no.
No.
People were like, "Yo, Valen's the shit. Look at all these actions I can do," and then he dies because he's not the Inquisitor. I
He.
feel like the tap is really good
It
because
is.
it's the Inquisitor.
I think the problem with
Because he can snipe you.
yeah, I think the problem with poor Valen though was there was an FAQ thing going on,
Hmm.
and now it depends on initiative if he gets to dodge that TLT shot or not,
Well,
and that
TLTs
just
aren't really a problem with him because
well
we're not.
TLT or Vanguard double tap
Yeah,
or cluster missiles or etc.
something
etc.
like that. Yeah,
Which
depends on
really
the
hurts
initiative.
him. So
Yeah.
he should have been really just like no. He should have been. It doesn't matter. Did you shoot at me? Did I defend? Okay, then I get to dodge.
Yep.
I feel like he should have been able to just between those shots.
Yeah.
He was
I,
teamwork play if that was true.
then again, though, he wasn't that great of a TIE pilot in the show. I don't even understand why he's. Um,
They needed a pilot.
Oh yeah,
There,
no.
there's
I'm just saying. I thought he was a Baron for a second. I'm wrong.
no,
But I'm like, Phelan Rudor, TIE fighter pilot, gets shot by the ghost, crashes into the ground, gets promised a advanced prototype. It gets blown up by the rebels. This guy's not having a good day.
no, he does not have a good day.
No. So let's see here. Colorado, Dengar Bosk. Runner-up, Zuckus Tel Palob. Scum
Hmm.
showing there.
Yep, pretty good scum. Dengar Bosk, I think they didn't have ordnance on him, or like they did a weird ordnance build. I don't remember.
Hmm.
One of the two. Who knows? Not me. In Anchorage, Alaska, there were 12 people for their regional, and the winner was Paul Bases. Hello?
Yeah, Pal
Okay.
Bases.
Yep. And the runner-up was Nadru and 3 Tansari Point veterans.
What?
That was the runner-up for Alaska. 12 people. All right,
All
and that
right,
was the runner-up.
so that's due to sample size. Okay,
I want to say the
sample
six is
size.
good.
Sample size. You can get out. I love the sick. I want to say it's good. Sample size. 12 players.
Yeah.
That could
They all
happen.
had a Tawny Mind Link. Oh my god.
All right, you can get out of here.
They all had
We're
stealth
moving on before you
plates
get bad
and
ideas.
Mangler
So
Cannon.
Rio de Janeiro,
Wait, I lied.
Rio
Hmm?
de Janeiro.
Okay, fine.
Before we you get ideas
That's all
about
right.
losing.
So in Brazil, they don't have a lot of waves available actually. So the winner was Corn, Poe, and a prototype pilot. Rebel Region won that.
Okay.
And the runner-up was Corn and 2 Dagger squads.
Top four, Han Yolo with 2 blue squads.
And Brobots. I don't think they have Wave 7 or 8, actually, in Brazil.
That sucks.
It does.
Can Fantasy Flight just get them some wave 7 and 8 real
Mm.
quick, please?
They have regional support, too, because they might not have that then. I mean, I assume they should.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
very
it...
weird because if they have regional support, they should have like they're think of it this way. They're
Mm,
in the regional. They're getting an alt art card for a ship they don't have.
yeah. I mean, I hope they have the kit. I know some places don't get the kits, period.
Really?
Like, or like they don't get support at all from Fantasy Flight. Like Japan, because of the Bandai owns anything Star Wars, they
Well,
don't get.
yeah, but that's different.
Or Russia, I think, has problems
But they're
too.
not running regionals though. This is a regional running country. They're having
Yeah,
a regional. They should have the kit.
I don't know.
Otherwise, how are you going to track the person who has the buy?
That's true, actually. I mean,
That's very
but they
interesting.
have waves unavailable, so
Fantasy Flight, you need to fix that,
yeah,
please.
please fix it. Thanks.
That shouldn't be a thing.
Hmm. And then that's
Otherwise,
it.
because like that just opens the door for us who have it. It is legal for us to play because we have it. It's a legal product. We go down to Brazil and we have a good time, and maybe we do some hookers and blow, but we show up to the regional
No, we couldn't
and
because Twitch wouldn't approve of that.
well, we wouldn't do it on Twitch,
I mean,
but we
we
show
wouldn't
up.
mention it.
We show up and we go to the regional with our new stuff and we win. So yeah, I think Fantasy Flight should I don't know maybe put some more some because if they have regional kits, why don't I have wave 7 and 8? I don't know.
It's pretty weird. Hopefully, here's to you, Brazil. Hopefully, you get your stuff.
So
Uh,
yeah,
so I didn't actually get to do anything beyond the 14th. I can take a quick peek though, and just give you the winners of the latest regionals,
yeah,
if
just
you're
take a
so
quick
inclined.
peek. Sure.
All right. So give me 1 second. There we go. So in London, Robots won.
Well, yeah, we actually have the
Yeah,
this graph here. So where do we leave off on
London.
London? Where's London? So Brobots, very cool.
Yep. Madrid, Crack Swarm won.
San Diego, Palp Aces, and we actually there's a Facebook group Facebook page,
Yep.
Dank X-Wing Memes. The admin was there. He ran Crackswarm and got top 8 because he showed his dice off.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. So it
Uh,
just goes to show you, just meme it up and you'll get
he
there.
did not make top 8 Madrid.
No, not Madrid. I'm talking San
Oh,
Diego.
oh, San Diego.
Yeah. The admin for the Dank X-Wings page went to the
Ooh, I have
San.
his name.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, he made top four actually.
Oh man,
Yeah,
good stuff. Go admin of dank X-wing memes. It just shows you just meme it up and you'll get there.
yeah. Uh, so then there's Plainview,
Yep.
double Lothal with a gold squad. They all had Auto Blaster. The weirdest list,
Mm.
but there you go.
Durnham.
The runner-up was Zuckus Palab Manaru.
Is that Durnham or Plainville?
Plainville,
Okay.
Plainville.
So
Uh,
Durnham, Palpaces, XLs, which sounds like France, Rebel 4 ship.
yep.
Springfield, Illinois? Is that correct?
Yes. Let me
Number 2
double
ship.
check. Wait, did I miss one?
I don't think so.
Oh yes, oh, okay, it's right here.
Yep.
Dengar and Manaru won.
In Springfield.
Yes.
Cool. Dengar Manor. It's
Den-
those star-crossed lovers.
Dengar had Lone Wolf, Punishing One, Zuckuss, R5P8, Plasma Torps, Countermeasures, and Glitter Stim.
Wow, deck to the teeth.
Yeah, and then Manaru had PTL, Recon, Unhinged, Feedback Array, and Engine Upgrade.
Mm.
So blocker? Sure.
And feed Dengar 2 tokens so we could torp twice.
Yeah. Very weird.
Triple U-boats won Austin, Texas.
Yes, they did.
This goes to show you that the Texans love their ordnance.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
Mhm.
big guns. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yes, sir.
In Bern, Switzerland, yeah. Yes.
Swiss.
Yeah.
The Swiss are always the rebels, right?
Yep.
They're
Rebels.
always rebels. That's why you have the Swiss bank accounts. They're hiding the money from the Empire, and the Rebel 3 ship wins.
Yeah.
And Poznan, which sounds Polish.
It probably is, but
Where is Poznan?
it is.
Poland.
It is Poland.
Got him.
Got him. Mauler Mythal
Mauler
with
Miffle.
Howrunner.
Nice.
Howrunner had hull upgrade actually. I could see it.
Yeah. You'll still die to Torp.
Oh, the runner-up was also Crack Swarm.
Crack Attack.
I can't imagine that match went quickly.
I think it's just a matter of whose dice are better at that point. Whose attack dice are better? Because if I have two hits
Yeah.
than you do, then crickety crack taking that damage, or maybe
Yeah.
like the crits.
That-
It's definitely not like X-wing's definitely not like a pure skill game because there's dice involved.
yeah.
Numbers are involved. So luck of the draw does play into it, but skill does matter. You know, you have to outfly your opponent. You
You
have
have to get
to
in the positions to shoot the
proper
dudes.
positions to put the numbers in your favor.
Yeah.
But it does come down to gambling at one point or another. And you would think that Lando Calrissian would be a better pilot and a better
Okay.
crew card because he's like the master gambler, right? He only lost the Falcon to Han.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Like, he's Mr. Baron Administrator of Cloud City. He's got all the bling. He's got all the money. He's got a cape. This dude is, big pimpin'. And you would
Okay,
think he would be
Mm.
better in this game than he is. So, Fantasy Flight, you really should somehow fix Lando.
Okay.
Bring him back. I love Lando.
We know you love Lando. All right,
I
relax.
love Lamp.
Okay. Are you done?
No.
Okay, you're done. So the top
What a
four.
hater.
Yeah.
What, you
Top
hate
four
Lando?
had 2 scouts, a slaver,
Are you racist?
and then Wampa with Omega Leader, Inquisitor, and Palpatine.
What's your beef against Lando?
Nothing. I just you just ramble.
You don't like Lando?
No, you. Never mind.
I think though. I mean, we were having this discussion earlier about because he's got the right pilot skill. He has an EPT. He could be good, but his pilot ability is so like compared to Chewie, who was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna tank every single crit, so your crits really don't matter. And if I have like maybe determination, I'm gonna just throw it out right." But like Lando is the 7, so you can make him a 9. But his pilot ability is like, "Oh, I give one dude a free action after I do a green maneuver." So that really like limits your dial. You have to more or less go straight. And like compared to Han, who's a natural 9 for only 2 points more, he has the Han ability.
yeah.
You know, it's like
Okay. I can see.
like Lando should be better as a pilot, I think. Like it should have had something other than I do greens.
Well, they were reflecting him in Return of the Jedi, where he's Wedge's wingman. So that's that.
Yeah, and they're just going straight down the tube. But X-wing
Hmm.
isn't always I mean, like I guess if you're doing like a scenario game where Lando's constantly going straight and you have knee and could be good.
Yeah. No,
But
that's what it's about.
I don't know. And like the Lando crew card, do an action, you roll the evade die. I mean, like maybe if it
You can
was,
see 3PO that.
yeah, but isn't that a waste of C3PO because you know he 3PO
You can
once?
get evade tokens out of it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like, and you're doing it as an action. I feel like maybe if that was like a freebie, like you just do it on top of whatever action you're doing, and maybe only make
Probably
it
have to
one,
cost more.
or maybe instead of costing more, it's just one die. Roll one evade die. On an evade, you get an
Well,
evade token. On a focus, you get a
there's
focus token.
there's the gambling nature from Lando that you wanted.
But he wins more. I don't know. Lando, please. I hope to see him in the next movie.
He is.
Awesome. That's a pretty big bombshell seeing him in 8. And on that bombshell, I think we're done here, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
on the docket.
No, I think that's pretty much it. Unless we have any questions,
I
comments.
don't think so.
Well, we'll see. We'll give him a second.
Any closing thoughts? Whatever hate for
Monroeville.
Lando.
No.
What about Monroeville?
I think I'm gonna do my 4 bug zappers and tell again.
Really?
I think so.
This
I think that's
discussion actually makes me want to play TLTs. I want to just
no.
cancer people.
Just give up
Just do it.
and just fly 4 forward
There you go. Not even 4 forward, just 1 forward.
and just
Make
make
them
them
come
come.
to you. Like, all right, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna play the range 3 game? Okay, you're gonna get all thrusters anyway if you're out of arc. So I'm just gonna hit you with my twin laser turrets, and it's gonna be a good time for me.
Mm. I mean, yeah.
Might
Well, we'll
bring back the
see.
Hawks. Who knows? So on that bombshell of wanting to run TLTs again, I believe we will be signing off. Do you have any final closing comments?
Again, nope. That was my final comment.
All
I
right.
think.
Then with that, see you guys next time. Stay on target, fly casual. Don't hit the rocks, they will kill you.
They will.
And this is Zeph and Ouija signing off.
See you later, folks.
Ta ta.